is the Nissan Leaf. It's been a while since we've talked about this one, so I thought it was high time to turn over the new Leaf. Oh, okay, that's not even a good dad joke. Wow. The Nissan Leaf, well, it isn't really new, but it does get some upgrades, and let's face it, more people are thinking electric, so why not show off the old guard from Nissan? What's new is all cosmetic, and it's all up front. New bumper, new grille, new headlights, new badge, which is illuminated, and these new wheels, which I gotta tell you, I actually kind of dig. I think they look great. And we're down to 2 trim levels now, the S and the SV Plus. One of the first EVs you could buy, the Leaf has some lovely qualities and some that might not dazzle you if you're looking for pizzazz. First in the lovely category is price. Starting below $30,000 is impressive. You get a 110 kilowatt electric motor that makes 147 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque, and that comes with a 40 kilowatt hour battery. Both of those numbers do not land in the dazzling category by today's standards. But if your day includes stuff around town, dropping off at school, a short commute, then the 149 miles probably is going to be enough. If you need a little bit more range, then I would suggest moving up to the SV Plus. That SV Plus gets a 160 kilowatt motor and a 60 kilowatt hour battery that's good for 214 horses and 250 pound-feet of torque with a top range of around 212 miles. That's a little bit better if you've got further to go. However, when it comes to competitors like the Chevy Bolt, Kia EV6, Ioniq 5 and 6, and even Nissan's own Ariya, you're looking at more range from all of them except that Chevy Bolt, which is cheaper for more mileage. So when it comes to driving the SV Plus, how does it feel? We're gonna stop here. We're gonna get to see how acceleration is right off the line. I've got my foot all the way down to the floor. You know, listen, it's not winning drag races, but there's a little bit of giddy up to it. I think that the horsepower here is pretty adequate. I mean, in this one, I've got nothing to complain about, and you might even have a little bit of fun on the way. As far as how the ride feels, it's not super duper comfortable. It's okay. I'm on a particularly smooth road, and so here I'm absolutely fine, but it does feel pretty stiff and uncomfortable. It's not super luxurious. It's definitely kind of a utilitarian feel when it comes to how the suspension is all set up. But I do like the seats. Those are comfortable to me and make up for the harsh ride just a little bit. They look nice too, don't they? How it handles? That's one for the not dazzly department. Around turns, beware, there is massive amounts of torque steer if you come out of a turn too fast. It's almost to the point of a little bit scary. The balance is a little bit wonky. There's definitely a lot of body roll, so proceed with a little bit of caution and maybe some conservative driving in mind. Nissan's e-pedal comes standard on both of those trims, and that's basically the level of regeneration that you have when you are engaging the brakes. There's a bunch of different ways to set it up. You can have e-pedal completely off, so you will be using the brakes on your own, which, you know, they're super mechanical and they're very even regenerative in their own way, but not so much that they either don't work or they are super distracting. So I'm not bothered by that. When you put e-pedal on, you definitely feel there is a little bit of engagement with the brakes when you pull your foot off of the throttle, but it's not like overly aggressive. When you put it in eco mode, then it does get a little bit more aggressive, sort of like an in-between setting. And then if you put the Leaf into B mode, that does give you a true one-pedal driving experience. You have to make sure that you're not driving at a really quick pace, otherwise it will take much longer to brake fully. But if you're bebopping around town and you're in traffic, then definitely when you pull off the throttle, you can feel the brakes engaging. And I'm just gonna turn in here because I'm not on the brakes at all. And I'm gonna stop right here, and there is my complete stop. Look, Ma, no brakes. charging on a level 2 charger, you'll get a full charge in 11.5 hours. Using a fast charger will take 40 minutes to 80% on the Plus, and an hour on the base S. Also, buyer beware. Nissan uses a CHAdeMO connector. Not all charging stations are compatible with it anymore. The CCS port is far more common, and Nissan is actually using that on the Aria, which kind of leads me to believe that maybe they will be discontinuing the Leaf in the United States. I don't know. That is just a guess. But again, if you're using this and charging it at home, then your level 2 is going to be just fine. One other quick thing, if you are interested, there's a great article at kbb.com about how to charge your Leaf. Click on the link in the description. When it comes to what you're getting in the car, there's a standard 8-inch touchscreen that gets Apple CarPlay and Android Auto capability, with Nissan Connect navigation optional. As far as how the system works, the graphics are a little bit old and dated, it could be quicker, and it could be updated. And if you want to find out when they're updating it, well, then you should subscribe to the KBB YouTube channel. Okay, so what are my thoughts about the interior? They're mixed. I can't really find a perfect seating position for me, so there's that, which is a little weird. But when it comes to what's going on here, there are things that I like, and there are things that I feel like are a little bit busy. I like the integration here. I think it's great. I think they use some nice patterns. There's not a lot of texture, but it's at least interesting to look at. I do feel like we're looking a little bit dated because we have just a button palooza, and I know that we're kind of trying to strike a nice balance between those things, but everything at least feels intuitively placed. I actually kind of dig this. It's sort of a weird new take on the shift knob, and it's pretty easy to use. It's kind of got a nice grip, and it's kind of funky looking. Overall, I'm not really going to complain a whole lot about what's going on in here. So that's it. Yes, this is a small EUV, and the room reflects that. I'm not miserable in the back seat, but a taller person might be. As for cargo space, you're looking at a smallish number with a max 30 cubic feet behind the second row when it's down. And is there a frunk? No, there's not. Making the switch to an EV might be a little bit of a daunting task, but Kelley Blue Book can help you through the process. Click here and find out what your car is worth for a trade-in. I bet it's pretty good. Of course, it's a Nissan, so you'll get some great driver's assistance features like forward collision warnings, automatic pedestrian detection and braking, blind spot warnings, and rear cross traffic alerts, and more. It's an extensive and impressive list that's standard. Yes, there are other EVs that are way more impressive, but the Leaf still has its merits. If you are new to the segment and looking for something that is not super expensive, then I would give this one a shot. It gets adequate range, it has really good tech, and it's going to be easy on your wallet. Check it out.